Don't matter the kind of bit, don't matter the kind of screw. Call on me. I'm God of the drill, you. That's my motto.
Talking with famous people. I feel in some sense like I've lost an anchor that I had before. Here's the old chicken coop. Kim wasn't satisfied with this one. I feel more uncertain than I have in a while. But it's probably growth. So much more of an operation than I think either of us have ever attempted before, really, that it's forcing us to collaborate and listen and talk things out. I feel a sense of a need to deliberate. When something's really great, you say, that's the magic of Zen. Determine what's most important. What's most important now is not what's most important later.
The trick is to vary your speed.
How to maximize importance.
And then push not too hard, but firmly. Take it all the way down below flush, like that. Alright, good job.
You know, this project might go quicker if you grab a drill too.
How to work on things that matter. I've got Kimberly with me, and this Coop project that we've been engaged in has proven very revelatory to me regarding myself, relationships, etc. Kim came home, I went and got weed, I got lunch, come back, now I'm ready to resume. Now that eats up a fair amount of time. This is slow moving progress through this thing. I might have at some point said, well, you know, Kimberly doesn't believe in me or something like that. But the reality is, she does believe in me. It's just not in the way that one normally expects that to occur. Live to belt sand to live. That's the old saying, if you're familiar with it. When you think about somebody believing in something, they're going like, you can do it, go on, you're the best, I know you can do it. But real believing in somebody is like, that's kind of shitty, you can do better than that. Alright, so now this has a nice clean edge. That's really believing in somebody, right? You're going, I believe in this person's ability, and so I'm not satisfied with this half-assed thing. Yeah, that's pretty clean. Get these bits out. Thanks, Spider Co. I heartily endorse this brand of knife. I could cut it. I don't like making cuts with a circular saw because it hurts my ears. It's loud and I'm trying to protect my hearing, which is still very good. I don't have any hearing damage really, which is great. So it's a weird kind of awful maturity that I'm realizing now, which is, well, Eric, the reason why she complains a lot is because, you know, it looks shitty like that.
It looks pretty damn good.
It's better using the ladder like this. So we'll just have to do like this. That's fine. Another element has been general safety protocols and stuff. I've been better than I ever have in the past about putting on the goggles, using earplugs, wearing gloves, being careful. Because I've been minorly injured enough times doing work with my hands like this, like power tool stuff, that I've learned to consciously value SI management stuff. Like, prevent yourself from getting something in your eye later and you're gonna have to fucking feel all night long. Right? Even though I have been careful, I did have something in my eye last night that was kind of annoying me.
You also had that piece of fluid above your eye.
Right, I got a little shard of splinter or something embedded right here in my eyelid. It's been satisfying to be careful and be safe.
Luckily, we've had no major injuries with the saw.
Right, yeah, that saw has been a little bit of an adventure.
Eric! I can't hear me.
Okay, I'm done cutting. Things started going awry there mid-cut, as you may have noticed. I'll show you the aftermath. When that half fell off, it broke that thing. So, that was like aquarium glass or whatever you want to call it, getting in the way. I need to take them down. So I'm going to try that with just a belt sander. I only need to get a couple of spots here. Getting a little bit more even. Let's see what it looks like now. So, on this wall of the coop, I'm putting fascia down here. This is called fascia. I've learned this stuff that goes on the front. And as you see, there's a hole here. Kim doesn't like these ones. Now we're out of big pieces of this wood. I've got it all over here as well, the same kind of wood. I'm now having to fix this one because Kim doesn't like it. This is the sort of thing that can, sometimes does, start fights depending on what kind of a mood I'm in. And I'm recognizing more now that I guess I'm just wrong about it. I think what I'm going to have to do, if I want to make Kimberly happy about this, is pirate another piece of wood from this fence over here. We had a lot of this, originally, this wood. And then I found myself using it all up. Now, like this one I could take off. I put this on differently at some point in order to make this fence more sturdy. If I'm in a patient mood and stuff, this stuff's fine. I can just chill with it and be okay with the whole thing. Like, well, I just gotta do it right, you know, and it's gonna take a little bit of time and I know that little appearance quality doesn't matter much to me, but Kim's all about that shit, and I just gotta live with that reality. There's not something I can change about her. Alright, so this one can come off. I'm gonna have to unscrew it though. I don't want to rip it off of there. So there. You don't realize you're one board short or something. Then you go, what am I going to do? Okay, well, that's fine. I found that board over there. I'll just quickly take that off of the fence and then put it up over there. But the problem with that is somehow it becomes very difficult to take it off the fence. It's been attached with a bunch of nails, and it's like, oh, fuck. I'm never going to get this thing out without breaking it. If it's broken, then it's no good, no better than the other pieces. In this case, this was easy. This came right off, no problem. 3 screws.
Dark angel, igniting, running around like a fireball. Burn you up if you try to stop her.
The circular saw. These things are fucking dangerous. So, pay attention to how you're cutting it. I've discovered is important. I'm going to go this way into the clamp, not because of the way it's going to preserve the thing, but because the cord's behind me, and I'm going to hold with this hand this way, so I can pull towards me while pushing this way safely without running afoul of it. I am going to want to stop, you know, as soon as it drops, because I don't want to go into the clamp with the saw. Alright, here we go. Alright, so that's moving around too much. So instead, I think I'm going to take a different approach. And the nice thing about having a table like this is I can do this. So I'm going to come from this side, I'm going to step on it here, and I'll just drop cut it. That's dangerous. You shouldn't do it like that. That was really stupid of me. I do stupid shit like that all the time. I try not to. Doesn't mean to have good to eat. Right now, I'm more worried about the video, I guess, than the thing I'm doing. I would have thought about it differently. If I would have really be cautious about that, I would have just gotten another clamp. I just couldn't see one within my immediate sight, so I was just like, ugh. That's the sort of shit that you got to watch out for when doing any kind of work like this. Okay, so I got to take these things out. I just put these things up this morning, along with everything else on this area right here. Now I got to take them out. In this instance, I got to mix the different screw heads because I'm running low on screws. I don't want to go buy any more screws.
There's a big storm coming, it's unstoppable, but get out the way. It's easy to miss.
Now, belt sanders are substantially less dangerous than circular saws. But I have hurt myself very badly on a belt sander before. I sanded the fuck out of my middle finger on my left hand. Alright, so that's flat enough. Okay, well, as you see, or maybe you didn't see, it kicked up on me a bit and I cut into this, which I didn't want to do. Finishing the Coop matters. Reveals a lot of things about the characters and the people involved and what it means to be in a relationship and what it means to have 6 slot TE. I know, it's like I so want to just do them and have them done. I'll go do one right now. With the video, maybe it'll be more interesting. One thing that needs still to be done is right here. I need to take this bar off, put 2, 1 on each side here to make it so we can do this other thing we want to do. So I'm going to just do that right now. Okay, I'm going to try to do it with these other screws. This is getting frustrating fast. It's all because I don't have the right screws and bit combination. I'm using like random screws. I need to find the right bit every time, or not quite. And then this maybe is the right enough bit that this is going to work. Okay. I feel pretty confident now about taking out this.
Dark angel, igniting, running around like a fireball. Burn you up if you try to stop her. There's a big storm coming, it's unstoppable, but
In a little while, I'll be going across the street there to Ace Hardware in the quaint little burg of St. Demas to acquire a new blade for my circular saw. This is going to go perfectly here. Kim's going to love this. It's going to look great as a corner. It's the extroverted intuition physical side manifesting with TE and SE. It's a fully extroverted process. I've got FE, Kim, in the mix, trying to control how it looks all the time to our benefit, because it looks better when she manages how it looks rather than I do. And then I've got my TE, which is constantly saying, okay, Eric, slow down, do this thing properly, put on the gloves, no, clamp it down better, clamp it down right, now cut it, no, measure it again, you didn't measure it right, you're just half-assing it. And the thing is, that requires attentional energy from me. That means by the end of a full day of doing that, I'm fucking cranky. You know, I get pretty cranky after a full day of doing that shit. So usually every day begins with me undoing the last thing that I did the day before because I did it all half-assed, so I was feeling cranky. It's
dark angel, igniting, running around like a fireball. Burn you up if you try to stop her. There's a big storm coming, it's unstoppable, but get out the way. It's easy to miss.
She's secretive about stuff like this. Behind it all. And Kim's aware of that. She'll say, okay, it's time to stop. And then I'll be like, I'm still doing this.
Time to eat. Here's a drink. Here's your coffee.
Yeah.
Here's a jacket.
So I'm still working on this. I got this thing off, but I got one screw that's coming through here that I did end up having to cut it off. I couldn't find the screw that was holding it in. So now I can't find it on the other side, so it's obviously pushed in deep. Now, getting a circular saw blade is a bit of a challenge because it's not just a matter of getting the blade, but then you've got to replace it on your circular saw, which is not easy because it's got to be perfectly centered, and you got to be careful when you're doing that and get it on there right, or else there'll be a wobble to it or something. I'm gonna go like this with this vice grip. I'm gonna vice grip it.
Get out the way.
There. Now the left on the other side is that way. Do you see it coming out, Kim?
What?
It's coming out the hole over on the other side.
Where are you? Where am I supposed to be looking?
Here, watch your fingers still. Okay. You're looking for a screw coming out of this board around here.
Yeah.
There you go. I can feel it.
Oh, I see it.
It's not a very pleasant kind of believing in somebody because it's just like you don't get any credit for it really. But the thing is, that's why it's revelatory to me about myself, about my maturity level, is that being mature means holding yourself to a higher standard.
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay, good. The frustrating problem that one occurs was that screw had gone in and its head snapped off, so it was impossible to find. Now we have this basically how we want it, so we've got a problem here. So I think for this one I'm going to put something equivalent over here that I put over on this side, like this. I'd like to get it in there maybe a little more, so maybe I have to cut the edge off of this a little bit. You can see this is kind of flimsy anyway. Push that back and it breaks right like that. So we've got a problem here as well. Of this fascia needs to be attached better. So I think what I'll do, drop that behind them.
Are you taking this down?
No, why?
Because what I was going to suggest is, what if you made, instead of, why don't you make that part of your hatch on the inside so that in the winter you can close it, and in the winter you have something to hook it.
I don't understand what
In
you're
the
saying.
summer,
We both agreed at the same time that it was pointless to continue fighting. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but now we're not fighting anymore. And we haven't for a long time, even though we've got something that is very fight-provoking happening, which is building this big project in which I'm being immature and trying to do things sort of half-assed. What's wrong with the placement of this thing? No, I don't understand. Can you please explain it to me?
I was saying rather than having to only secure them on the sides, you could use a hatch that opens up from the inside
I could.
and then closes in the winter, like swings from the inside.
Okay, how would that change anything?
Huh?
What is that? So what does that change about? I don't understand what's the takeaway?
I'm saying you could use sturdier supports other
For
than
what?
just those sides.
That's fine. I know this. I already took this thing down once. I'm gonna have to put it back up better. Is the point. So why don't I start with that? Okay. This is the sort of shit that happens when you're doing TE stuff.
The whole wall falls off.
Huh?
The whole wall falls off?
No, well, it's like, because I didn't do it right the first time, it's falling apart. So to do something like this more properly, obviously I need some kind of more proper support in here, such as this. This will work fine. And to get this in here, I think I'm going to need to...
What other house is going to do that?
Hopefully that's it. I mean, I don't feel done with these back walls yet either. We need something like this. Obviously, this is the sort of thing that can get demoralizing because as I've been doing it, I've gotten a little more wise about how to do things. At first, I wasn't very wise about how to do things.
Well, I think it was on your own.
And in which Kim's being immature and having no sense of how long things are going to take or what kind of a time commitment it requires. Right there. That's why you got to be really careful with these things and be sure your arms are both, like when you do something like that, you have full arm strength. Be ready for it to kick back. What's in store? Can I tolerate habits any longer? Love's not a battle to see who is stronger. Paramore. That's not what love is for.
So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna clean this fridge up. It's been very revealing about the challenges of us getting along with each other and challenges of us communicating to each other. So it's like Kim's been facing this challenge, this whole project, of communicating to me legitimate shit that needs to be changed, and me not wanting to deal with it because it's already taking too long or whatever my reason is. But she's right about it, so I have to deal with the frustration. Because ultimately, even though it is taking too long, I'd rather it take longer and come out better so that I'm proud of it, you know? Alright. There. You want to cut out your diamond?
Well, I was thinking, okay, like I want you to
I think we do 4 boards, whatever the shape is. No, you got to think about it in terms of what you can reasonably cut into this wood, too. So I'm thinking 1 triangle, 1 diamond right here. Alright, so we're going to come at this.
maybe draw it first.
Yeah. I need this angle to be beautiful.
Draw it, you want to make sure it's straight too.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to start cutting. I'm just looking to see what kind of angles are possible with the saw. You're not flashing. You're not showing. We're starting right here. All right.
Maybe replace that with the wood in your hand. Oh, Eric.
There's where she crosses the line when she's saying, "Don't do this good solution you have that's going to look good, because I might want to use those things for some unspecified future project." That's bullshit, because we got them out of the trash, and it's not hard to find shit like that in the trash. And we got them because we needed wood for this project, not for some future project unspecified. Do you agree with that criticism, Kimberly?
Not yet.
What do you mean? Not yet.
I still think that we are going to find something that we like better for that ceiling.
We're done with the ceiling.
Okay.
Kim, you were there. We
I know.
did it all
the ceiling
together.
looks fine to me.
So what?
The ceiling looks fine to me.
Okay, so well, what's my point?
The point is that you wanted to use those things for the inside, but my point is I think you're going to see that we're going to find a really great spot for those.
It doesn't matter, Kim. The point is that in that instance, that's where you pushed it too far when you're trying to stop me from you doing a good solution to choose a worse solution because you might want to use those things for something else in the future. Well, your angle's coming in a little sharper than, or a little wider than anticipated. That's okay. We'll just make it a little wider on this side as well. Alright, so we'll probably want to put some screen behind this and tack this up to the screen. That'll help secure it a bit. Shine it on the correct spot,
Remember,
please.
you're going to go wide. Remember?
Good.
Look.
Oh, you want me to go wide here too? Do you agree with that?
No.
Why, how can you not agree with
I
that?
just don't.
Kim, now, this is where you're pushing into like fight
I'm
territory.
sorry.
Kim, but there is a line somewhere, right? You're not always right every time you
No, I
complain.
don't think I am right all the time.
Do you think the roof would have looked better had I used those panels? Let's say we had
No.
infinite numbers of those things.
Yeah.
It would have looked better if we used those panels,
If we
right?
had infinite number of those, yes.
Okay, so if you didn't have to worry about preserving them for the future, right?
What?
So then that's my point, is that in an instance like that where I have a better solution than the one we end up going with.
I didn't think you were going to get enough little square pieces
Kim.
to make it. I'm sorry. I still don't agree. We're just going to have to agree to disagree.
No, we're
on
not
this.
going to when you're wrong.
Well,
We can only, the thing is,
I don't
the
think
reason
I'm
this
wrong.
project is, Kim,
I don't think I'm wrong.
Kim, I'm talking about as a general rule, which rule we're going to use for what, when we prioritize your perspective on it versus mine. Now, that is a point where we have to cross the line and say, no, that's where Kim's wrong, is when she's saying, let's do it a worse way, which you've conceded already it is a worse way, because you said that yes, if we had infinite number of those things, it would have been better to use them.
No,
So, no, Kim, stop.
I can go back on what I said.
Sure you can. Absolutely you can.
Okay, so if we had infinite numbers, yeah, sure.
Okay, so you agree that we went with a worse way because you wanted to preserve those for a future purpose. But,
Sure.
but because that future purpose is unspecified, that's not a way we should make decisions. Okay, that's important that we get to be able to agree on basic things like that. That wasn't the part that's supposed to come out. Okay, here we go. At the top as well. It was a really bad idea. That was a really bad idea. I should never fucking listen to you on that. Now we gotta redo this whole fucking wall. Fuck! Why did I listen to you? I'm gonna cut off the top of this. Fuck. I gotta learn to say no on certain things.
Just leave it.
Kim, we just destroyed this whole fucking wall. I have to redo the whole goddamn thing.
Why?
Because we tried to carve out your fucking diamond. That's why. So it's like we're both doing shit like that pisses the other person off. I'm being sensitive and being like, don't point out this other mistake to me because I don't want to hear about it because it's more work and this has gone on long enough. And but at the same time, that's why it's coming out good. The thing is, it's true that I built the Coop, but it's also true that if Kimberly hadn't been supervising the whole time and telling me, complaining basically, if she hadn't been complaining the whole time, it wouldn't have come out very, very good.
Darn, was there something you get really mad at me about? Why don't we put the stained glass window right there? Or we put one of those matte pieces right there.
When I had something done and we just destroyed it, yes it does.
Well, I haven't
It's like, you know we're trying to get this shit done, not create more fucking work. Fucking goddamn it.
Why would we do that? That looks freaking cool.
No, it looks fucking shitty.
No, it doesn't.
Kim, I have to redo the fucking wall.
Talking with famous people.
I need to apologize to Kimberly for yelling at me because he didn't deserve that.